Tristram, the Horadrim of old imprisoned Diablo, the Lord of Terror beneath the earth. And then they built this town nearby. You can see how that turned out.
Alright, what's up guys? So we got another Diablo 4 video here. This video we're going to take a look at not so much gameplay, but more of some lore and characters. So we've got the Bloodied Wolf here. Interesting character. It seems like there's a lot more going on with it than we're initially led to believe. We first meet the character here in the opening cinematic, and it's kind of a skin crawly flash in your mind. You're not sure if it's a dream or if it's really happening. And I wanted to take a look. We also meet this character later on in Act 1 in a portal that takes us to Tristram, which is submerged down into hell. I thought it was interesting. So let's take a look at this character, who I think it might be, and some of the clues that we have to lead us to believe that. So if you enjoy this kind of content, I really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. I'm getting close to 1,000 subs, and it'd really help me out. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. So here is the first clue we kind of have to who this character, the Bloodied Wolf, might be. So this is a sigil or a mark that has been placed on Mephisto by someone, and it's in the Book of Adria. So it's official Blizz lore, and if you can't read it, I'll read it real quick. It just says, "I marked Mephisto's soul after Baal. I think I had grown too confident. My master's plan had been working well, and I had accomplished things no other human ever could. When I found the Lord of Hatred, and it fought back with a rage that I had not anticipated. More than once it seized control of my mind, and if my ritual did not have safeguards built into it, I would have been lost. Nevertheless, I completed my task. Even in my arrogance, I still know that hatred was a dangerous force. I left nothing to chance. I conducted the ritual with offerings from live human sacrifices, using fresh blood, etc." And then here we'll do a quick comparison between the mark on the wolf and this sigil. It looks basically identical. So this kind of leads me to believe that the Bloodied Wolf is very likely Mephisto, and when you read through that sigil thing, you see, Mephisto's the Lord of Hatred. There's also rage mentioned. And what do we have in Diablo 4? A lot of the thematic stuff is either hatred or rage. So we've got the fields of hatred, etc. And this kind of leads me to believe that Mephisto will be, one of the main characters in Diablo 4. Potentially a final boss. He's also the father of Lilith, so that plays into there being a huge focus on Lilith. I kind of doubt that Lilith is the final boss. It's also a Diablo game, and one thing that always kind of in the Diablo games, especially Diablo 2, it's like Diablo was the final boss, but then when you added on the expansion, now Baal is the final boss in Lord of Destruction. So wouldn't it be interesting if perhaps Diablo is not the final boss in vanilla D4, and instead we work our way up to Diablo potentially, or it's going to be interesting to find when these characters introduce themselves. And so this is Tristram, that has submerged down into hell. And we can kind of see, there's some spirits of, I'm assuming, are the previous townsfolk. So Tristram has just been completely corrupted, and now it just exists sort of as a remnant of its former self down in hell, which I thought was very interesting. And there's one other small tidbit that, it could be something, it could be nothing, but to me, when the wolf has a dialogue here in a moment, and I'll cut to that and show you guys, and then I just want to compare it, show you a comparison to another sort of famous laugh or cackle in the Diablo universe. And when I first heard it kind of, I was like, why does this sound so familiar? to me, and it took me a little bit to kind of place it. So let me cut to that now.
You're too late.
So if you're like me, that sounds almost identical, like they just ran it through, you know, some audio software and just dropped the tone, you know, very, very deep. So I'll let you guys watch here, you know, just the rest of this dialogue, and let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think it's Mephisto? Do you think it's Diablo? Do you think it's a completely different character? You know, what are your thoughts? And thanks guys for checking out this video. And again, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, really appreciate it. And remember to give them the D.
Why are you telling me all this? To warn you. A day will come when the Horadrim stumble. Don't be there when they do. The portal will lead you to that little girl you're looking for. Tristram, the Horadrim of old imprisoned Diablo, the Lord of Terror beneath the earth. And then they built this town nearby. You can see how that turned out. I like the world the way it was, without Lilith. Her little game of rebellion will only lead to chaos. You've already seen visions of the damage she can do. Yes, I know you have fed her blood. Do you feel it changing you? Perhaps not yet. But as long as Lilith walks in your world, it is only a matter of time. Back in the Horadrim's illusion.